Hey, what's up you guys? The Dark Slayer back in with another video, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the most recent Marvel Legends live stream. Hasbro did put it together, and yeah, we got some looks at some GamerVerse figures, which is a pretty interesting thing. I wasn't expecting to get more Spider-Man video game figures, so that's always a delight. And at that, we got a full wave of it, which is pretty interesting. I think I saw there were some leaks that there was going to be some reveals for maybe a few figures, and that was the symbiote Spider-Man, the Black Cat, and then a couple Miles Morales and Spider-Man. So it's interesting that we're getting a full wave over here. But yeah, we'll be taking a look at that today. And before we get started, I'd like to ask you guys if you feel so inclined to please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel and is absolutely free. So first off, I wanted to talk a little bit about some recent events with when it comes to Hasbro, because I figured it was a pretty hot topic, and that came down to the Maximum series line. So they revealed the first figure of this line, and that was Spider-Man. And I just want to give a bit of my 2 cents on this. I kind of like the idea of these toy companies doing the ultimate versions of action figures. And with this being Spider-Man, you would kind of get the best version of the figure that you can get. It's kind of like, because you have so many Spider-Man nowadays, it's nice to have one that would be like one and done, and that's it. So I really like that idea. But with all this discourse going online about how much the figure costs and how maybe influencers kind of influence that, I will say I think the figure came out to be too expensive at the $50 price point. Now, if this figure didn't, like if it included maybe like some extra head sculpts that had, like different Spider-Man like faces that are based on different artists, not just Todd McFarlane, and maybe if it included, a flight stand, and that would justify the price point, and I think it would live up to that ultimate action figure status. But this just seems it just seems like a typical Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, and with that too, like it's not. They say it's an all new sculpt, but it's not a unique sculpt at all. So you don't have the sculpted web lines. They're most likely going to use this figure later on, probably for an even cheaper figure, which I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, like I'm personally not going to be getting it. I can't justify spending $50 for a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man figure, period. But if it were a figure that, was like the ultimate version of the Spider-Man, and you had different options to create different like version of Spider-Man, going on with the regular red and blue, but then having like different head sculpts to make it look like different artists' interpretations, that would have been great. But yeah, the web accessories, I could care less for. The fact that it doesn't have a flight stand, the extra hands are nice, but then also the extra head sculpts that they have are not the greatest. I don't know why they would pick, the second head sculpt to be like a winking sort of eye, or like the lens kind of, I don't know. There was like many other options they could have done. I would have wanted to see like maybe a backpack go with Peter Parker on this, maybe a camera. The web accessories, I don't care for them. I can literally make those out of bendy wire. So that's sort of my 2 cents on the whole Maximum Spider-Man situation. I don't think it should have cost $50. The only way how it would have cost $50 US is if, like I said, they actually made it an ultimate version of the character. But this is just one interpretation of the character, so I don't really see any justification in getting that. And we're talking about all like the price sort of changes with these figures that have been coming up. I do also want to mention that part of that previous live stream, we got the Electro. And this Electro, I was actually looking forward to getting. I got this and the Lizard to complete my Sinister Six of the movie verse Spider-Man. So I have like a shelf that's set up with them, so I just wanted to add those two in there. And the Lizard, I could justify the price point that it was at. I think in US it was $35. To Canadian, that's $50. And I could justify the price of that because it's a bit of a bigger figure. The $50 Canadian price point is fine on that. But the Electro, the fact that it also doesn't come with the extra head sculpt for Jamie Foxx, just really feels cheap to me. And I totally don't think that these two might match the prices that they are. Like this Electro is very similar to that female Electro that they showed in the same live stream with the same. Actually, I don't think it was the same live stream, but anyway, it's pretty much the same figure with the same accessories, and yet this one somehow is what, $15 USD more, $10. Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. I am glad that this is the last figure of the No Way Home lineup, so I don't have to think too hard about that. I ended up getting it anyway. But if this is the type of trajectory that Hasbro is going to start going in, you know, they're just going to make their collectors more and more picky when it comes to what figures they want to pick. Yeah, it's a very cheap way of going about it, and trying to maximize profits. Like, to an extent I can get it, but like, give it your all. When you do a figure, give it your all, and that price will be justified. That's the way how I see it, and that's the way I hope that they start to go forward with these figures. But yeah, we'll see how the maximum line ends up panning out. I believe this someone, I think it was like another leak that I saw, that the Hulk was coming. So we'll see how that one pans out. But as I said, like, if you're going to make it a maximum line where you're going to charge the ultimate price point, it needs to be the maximum, like the ultimate versions of those characters. You need to have all the options with it. And like I said, with Spider-Man, at minimum, a flight stand. Come on. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the live stream that they showed off today. And as I said before, this was mainly GamerVerse related, figures, which was nice. I am a big fan of the Spider-Man video game, so this was a pleasant surprise to see. First off, we got the Ghost Spider-Man over here, and this is basically his appearance in the video game as a skin. It's a Walmart exclusive. I don't really care very much about this. I'm not going to be getting it. But once again, like, I think this is going to be a common occurrence throughout all the figures that we look through in here. There's a lot of reuse on this figure. They use the same body buck that they use with all the other. I don't know which one it is specifically, but I've seen it before. The only thing really different about it is the head sculpt. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that, because I know in the game that figure also had a lot of texture going on with it, and that was one thing that I think Marvel Legends does really well, is creating those textures. So I would have wanted to see that in this. I wouldn't be buying it anyway though, so I don't really care so much about it. Next up, we got Kingpin from the Spider-Man video game, and that's an Amazon exclusive. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if I said the Ghost Spider is a Walmart exclusive. This Kingpin is an Amazon exclusive, and this one's pretty cool. It's a nice delight. I'm not going to be picking it up because I do already have my MCU version of Kingpin, which I that's the one I want to display on my shelf, is the Vincent D'Onofrio one. But this is cool to see. I'm glad that they, at least touched on this, and it's cool to see Kingpin in a black suit. Now, with that being said, they did say they had a lot of reuse with this figure. This one, I don't mind it all that much. I think it's justified. Yeah, it's a suited body. Whatever, it's all good. So if you liked Kingpin from those games, this is a perfect opportunity to get him. And yeah, he's going to be coming in March. Same with the Ghost Spider on Amazon, and then Ghost Spider on Walmart. Now, the actual wave that we're going to get into over here, kind of disappointing, not going to lie. When I heard in the live stream that they were saying that they were going to bring out a Spider-Man video game wave, that was pretty exciting, because I really do feel like there was. I know the second Spider-Man game wasn't as great as the first, and I think that goes in with not having any DLC, but it still had a lot of cool elements to it. It was basically, the Last Hunt storyline brought on to a video game. But first up over here, we have, I think they said this was Miles Morales' ultimate suit. Yeah, to me, this just looks like a repaint of that original Miles Morales that we got years ago. Yeah, I could care less about this. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you like that version of the suit in the game, it's there if you want to get it. And then next up, which is my personal favorite, and I'm very glad to be seen, is the Symbiote Spider-Man. And I'm so glad they didn't go with the cheap route of this and just do like a regular body buck and paint it over top. They actually went in and put in all those extra little, like flesh kind of details, which is awesome to see. And yeah, it looks like it turned out pretty well. I'm definitely going to be picking this one up, and I'm very happy to see it. The next step, we do have Miles Morales in his, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, his heritage sort of suit. Yeah, whatever. This one looks good. I don't know if they're using new parts on this. I think there's a couple new parts, but it looks like the legs and the hands and the arms are reuse. So, you know what? It's cool. Whatever. I could care less for it once again. I don't know why they're adding in all these extra suits. Just give us characters from the game, which we'll get into as we move along. And then over here, we got another very, very odd choice to me. And this is the Anti-Venom Spider-Man. And spoilers, that was from the end of the game where he gets the Anti-Venom suit. But this is not the white and the black style. This is the silver and blue. I don't get why they made this pick. If I don't recall them doing a black and white Anti-Venom Spider-Man, and they obviously did a new head sculpt for this figure. So why go with the blue and the silver? This makes no sense to me. I would have thought that they would have done, the actual colors from the game. That's part of the main story of being black and white. I don't know, makes no sense to me at all. I would not be surprised of seeing this one on clearance at some point, because once again, it's also a reuse of a body. You have none of that symbiote texture going on with the figure. Yeah, like this is not worth it to me, especially the extra prices that they're asking for these figures. This is a total dud in my opinion. But anyway, moving on, we got a cool one over here. This is Miles Morales in the 2099 suit. This is pretty cool. I like this one. I probably won't be picking it up, but it is a pretty cool design. And they said that this was an all new sculpt, so I guess that's pretty. I don't know about the pants. The pants look like I feel like I've seen them before. But overall, it looks pretty cool. And if you like that suit from the game, it's there. And then the one new figure that we got from this way, the one figure that's not Miles or Peter, it's Black Cat. And this is great. I love to see Black Cat, a mix of some characters from the video game, and I hope they do more of it. Like they could have done Kraven, they could have done Rhino, they could have done Vulture, they could have done Doc Ock if they wanted to. Like there's a whole number of characters they could have done, but I'm glad they done Black Cat over here because I know that's a fan favorite. And yeah, she looks pretty nice. They said that the ponytail's also articulated. They made a big deal about that. Yeah, nothing much else to say about it. So this wave of figures is going up for pre-order this Tuesday. So that's good to know. And yeah, I will be just picking up the black suit, Spider-Man, as part of this. That's the only one I'm really interested in. But they ended it off, at least this video game part, they ended it off with showing off Venom from the game. And you don't get a full 19 inches of Venom, but you get a full 8 inches of Venom. So that's, it's just as good, right? But this guy's massive. He looks really good when he's fighting off the other two Spider-Men. I don't know why they picked those two figures. It just seems like such a dumb decision to me. I'm sorry. I don't know why you do all the colorways of these characters. You literally haven't done the Venom suit or like the final, like it screams just easy reuse to me, which very much sucks, but whatever. This Venom looks really good. He's got the extra hand accessory over here where he can grab a figure, so that's pretty cool. And he's got 2 extra hands in there excuse me, and then 2 extra heads. Well, sorry, 1 extra head as opposed to the other head. And then he has a little slobber effect he comes with. So that's pretty cool as well, too. I like that. I like that a lot. And this is probably going to be one that I'm picking up as well. That Venom was amazing in that game. And he looks really good over here. And he looks very big over here as he's supposed to be. So that's awesome. And this figure is coming out Thursday next week, and you can find it at all your retailers. So nothing here other than the Kingpin and the Ghost Spider is exclusive. They can all be found where you normally find your Marvel Legends. And to end it off over here, we have a 2-pack of comic book figures. This is not really my kind of thing. I'm not really into the comic stuff, but still cool to see nonetheless. We got Warpath, I think his name is. I think that's what they said his name was. Then X-23, and they're a 2-pack. So, yeah, pretty cool to see. Not my interest, but, you know, they're there. And yeah, that's about it with the live stream from today. Oh, yeah, and they also showed this little tease. My guess that this missile is just a part of the Hulk Maximum figure, because as I said, I'm pretty sure that they did. There was a leak that said that there was going to be a Maximum Hulk. So, yeah, we'll see how that one pans out after the reception from the Spider-Man. But yeah, overall, like, I think it was a pretty good live stream. We got lots of Spider-Man in it, and Spider-Man always sells, so that's great. And yeah, in terms of pickups for me, as I've already said, probably the only two will be the Venom from the Spider-Man 2 game, and then the Peter Parker in his symbiote suit. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you'll be picking up. I'm curious to know. Let me know what you thought about the live stream. And yeah, we'll end it there. So that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. And as every YouTuber begs you to do, please like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.